What's going on, everybody? Hope you're all having a fantastic today. Now, ladies and gentlemen, today's the day that we're going to go ahead and discuss the elephant in the room here, skill-based matchmaking. I know I said I was going to take a little time here to, digest the matchmaking, since we were in the closed portion of the beta, which we all know is the sweatiest portion of the beta. But now that the open beta is here, more people are introducing themselves into the game, I think I have come to a final conclusion that it is just simply not it. Obviously, we knew this was going to be the outcome, but I did want to wait and see if maybe a larger player pool would, possibly simplify things and make it a little bit more casual. But I would actually argue that the matchmaking in Modern Warfare 3 right now is 10 trillion times thicker than the matchmaking in Modern Warfare 2 and Modern Warfare 2019 and Cold War and every single Call of Duty game basically combined. It is absolutely absurd. And again, it's not just because of competition. We have a lot. And when I say we have a lot of stuff to dissect in this video, we have a lot of stuff to dissect in this video. Competition is not my biggest concern whatsoever. Not even in the slightest. I actually enjoy a tad bit of competition, And yes, I do enjoy my casual playstyle, but I understand that a massive turnoff for a lot of people is the competition in this game. And I'm telling you right now, do not expect anything different hopping into this Call of Duty experience. I'm telling you, if you want to play something casual, go to Battlefield, go to another FPS, any other FPS. But if you're thinking of a casual experience in Call of Duty, it's just not going to be there for you. Solo play, as you can see right here in this gameplay, extremely sweaty. You're always going to be getting competition. If you're playing with a squad, I'll tell you right now, you're going to be getting competition 24/7 across the board. And if you're partying up with friends who don't play as much Call of Duty as you and might be a little bit more of a lower bracket, they're going to despise their experience. The matchmaking is not going to cave in for them. The matchmaking will not make the experience any more better for them. And they are going to die in your lobbies if you are more of a higher tier Call of Duty player. There's no variety or randomness between the matches. The algorithm has one job right now, and that is to make your matches just more and more and more and more and more competitive as time goes on. Basically, you feel like you're playing in a tournament. There's not one match that I've played where I do not feel like I'm playing for some cash money. It might not be like a couple of $100, a few $1,000s on the line. Not a single one of these matches that I play in do I feel like I just want to hop in and just kick back and play a match of Call of Duty. So I'll tell you right now, if you're a busy individual and you just want to enjoy this game like you enjoyed the classic Call of Duty games like Call of Duty 4 up to Black Ops 2, even Ghost and, the jetpack CODs before the thick matchmaking actually kicked in. If you're trying to get that experience out of Call of Duty, I'm sorry, you're not going to get it out of this game. It sucks, but that's going to be a huge turnoff for a lot of people, and I'm telling you right now, it is not tuned down. If anything, it has been absolutely tuned through the roof. But I have to go a little bit further because, again, I've discussed this a trillion times before. You guys have heard my opinion about how competitive Call of Duty is nowadays. How it's like an MLG event, a tournament every single time you hop into a match. You've heard my opinion about this stuff. This matchmaking has done worse to this game than just simply that. The servers themselves are absolutely horrific. And I understand it's a beta, but a mass majority of the problems are coming from the matchmaking itself. Sledgehammer Games has done a ton of good things for us. I'm not lying at all. And all of my videos I've made before where I'm giving this game praise, I stand by it. They have they had a checklist and they made sure they checked it twice. They got absolutely everything that we have been asking for. But when it comes down to what Activision has ingrained into this game, that is what's really, truly screwing it over. The matchmaking is ruining the connection to every single match that I could possibly play. Every game is so iffy. No gunfight is, 110% guaranteed. You can't really feel consistent with it in Modern Warfare 3. And sometimes it does feel great. And when it feels great, it connects and the gameplay is perfect and you see what Sledgehammer Games has put together. But then when you get on the crap end of the stick and you get the horrible connection side of things, nothing connects. Nothing works. Sometimes it seems like enemies are just beaming you. They kill you with 2 to 3 shots while you're dumping a whole mag into them. And then other games, you're the person beaming. You're getting 2 to 3 shots off of people and you're insta-melting. You're like, oh my god, I feel like a legend. And then they're dumping full mags into you and you're eating everything. This is skill-based matchmaking. That is what it's doing. It's prioritizing your skill instead of making sure it gets you into a lobby that has good connection. Look at the crap that I'm playing right here. This match is horrifying. Stutters everywhere, packet bursts everywhere, and this is across the board. Everybody in this game is suffering. It's garbage. It sucks, but this is what we have to go through. The exclusive Ace actually put together a little something for the community, where he went on his reverse boost account. And the difference was night and day towards the connection of the lobby. We're not talking about the players, because obviously, I mean, it's not rocket science that, there is a protected bracket. And I still stand by that protected bracket should stay protected. There's no reason for a lot of people to be, abusing their way into those, players' lobbies where, you can literally just run in circles around them. They can't hit you once. That's kind of, you're not supposed to be in that bracket whatsoever. But when it comes to the connection that he had in those lobbies were more consistent than anything he could get on his main account, basically making it completely unfair for him to even want to dive into the game on his real account, because the game is night and day, not because of the players he's going against, but because of his actual bullets, hit registration. And I want to make it clear that I understand these are beta servers. They're stress testing these things, right? They're trying to make sure the servers are good to go by the actual launch. So when the game launches, yeah, it won't look as bad as it does in this video footage right here, this absurd lag that you're seeing. But that still doesn't change the fact that the hit detection and the connection to servers across the board ever since Modern Warfare 2019 has always been finessed because of skill-based matchmaking. It's been tested time and time and time again across all those titles, and every single year it proves that if you are in a lower bracket, God only knows why, your connection is a trillion times better if you are in a higher skilled bracket. I'm assuming because when you're in a higher skilled bracket, maybe it's less players to connect you with, so it's not going to bother trying to find a good connection. It's going to have to search across the globe to find people to go against. But at the end of the day, that's not the whole point of playing a video game, right? If I wanted to play that competitively, I'll go into ranked. I still want my connection to be prioritized, because at the end of the day, if the connection isn't prioritized and I'm playing in a high skill gap game, the game is already busted as it is. You should never be trying to, that's like the two opposites, right? If you think of a tournament style game, what's always rule number one? Rule number one, connection. If you really think about it, the majority of the time that these massive tournaments are being held, it's on LAN, because they don't want any type of interference whatsoever. So why? In public matchmaking, if your goal is to make it so it's as competitive as it gets, why are you not prioritizing connection along with it? Those things go hand in hand, right? Everything is so backwards, and it ruins the overall vibe of what this game just simply has to offer. Even down to the time to kill. The time to kill, I'll be honest, it's pretty chunky. It's pretty dang chunky. But it's so hard to critique it and even see what's going on with it, when the majority of the time, you're just in awful connection servers, where, like I said in the very beginning of this video, sometimes all it takes is 2 to 3 shots for you to, kill someone, and then other times you're dumping the whole mag out into someone, and they're killing you in 2 to 3 shots. There's absolutely no consistency, and it's not like Modern Warfare 2019 or Modern Warfare 2, where you die in a couple to a few shots, so even if the connection's bad, you'll still be able to pick something up. No, in a game like this, you need to aim, you need to track, and your shots have to hit. It's crucial in a 150 HP game. And if you can't do that, it's going to kill the vibes. It's going to make people hate the time to kill. I mean, if you really think about it, the last time that we had this time to kill was before the thick skill-based matchmaking era, right with Black Ops 4. Right with Black Ops 4. Right? And we had Black Ops Cold War, but Black Ops Cold War was slower than Black Ops 4. It was still manageable for a lot of people, even with the thick skill-based matchmaking and rough servers. But in Modern Warfare 3, we're not on Black Ops Cold War time to kill. We're pushing back towards Black Ops 4 time to kill, where it's really chunky, really beefy. And with this time to kill, you have to have good connection, and the matchmaking is holding that back. It really sucks, because there's a lot of stuff I want to critique with this game, but sadly, because I can't find any realistic matches where I can get a consistent flow of good connection. Like I said, things like time to kill, it's hard to really get down to it, to the the nitty gritty, to see if it's good in this game, or if it should be toned down, if it should be toned up. How am I or anybody else out there supposed to critique this if you can't even get a consistent lobby? Maybe by reverse boosting, but then if you reverse boost, how are you even going to test the time to kill if you're versing a bunch of people that shouldn't be in your your matchmaking? You're going to be beaming them, they're not even going to be fighting back. It's an absolute mess. It's an absolute mess, and I'm telling you right now that this is going to be a huge deciding factor for a lot of individuals. It sucks, and I feel awful for Sledgehammer because they did what they could do. But at the end of the day, that doesn't change the fact that skill-based matchmaking has been incorporated into this game. And again, I can definitely give praise where praise is due to Sledgehammer Games. But this video had to be made. Because let's be real here. Even if they make 1,000 good changes, if matchmaking is still as thick as it is, and it still corrupts your connection as much as it does, would you really stay in? Would you put forth the effort? Especially if you are an individual that doesn't have that much time on their hands and they're just looking for something to kick back on. Would you still play that, knowing what you're about to get yourself into? Again, I don't think so. They could make the time to kill amazing, make the movement outstanding, bring back all the best maps in the world. It doesn't matter. If matchmaking is the way that it is, I feel like people are just not going to be pleased. But ladies and gentlemen, that's all I have for you guys today. If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to leave a like, and by all means, if you hated it, leave a dislike. Also, guys, don't forget, subscribe and hit that bell. We have really been tugging up there with the subscribers right now, and everybody has been showing so much love, so I really appreciate it. If you guys do want to be notified on everything regarding Modern Warfare 3, X-Defiant, news, information, we're going to be doing comparisons and a bunch of stuff leading up, obviously, to the launch of this game. By all means, subscribe, hit that bell. And last but not least, we will be streaming today and pretty much all week long. We're going to try to get as much more time as we can on Modern Warfare 3 before the beta ends. So like I said, if you guys want to see my impressions live and in action, I will have a link to my Kick channel down in the description of this video. We usually go live around 12 to 1 p.m. Eastern time. But as always, thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.